Is he still a top 10 player in the NBA?
Dang.
Is Kyrie showing that he's still a top 10 player, or at least I think he's definitely top 20, but I think the big argument would be, is he still top 10? That's a good argument, right?
It's a tricky one because the league's so talented these days.
Exactly.
That his 27 a year, I wonder where that ranks across the NBA, like even just points wise. Is Kyrie still a top 10 player? Get back to me on that one. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, what do you have?
He's been on a tear.
48 a couple of nights ago. Well, they really need him to do it because they're really struggling without Kevin Durant. And
but give credit to Nick Claxton and the rest of the boys who have been putting up.
Man, they've all been going off.
Yeah,
let's give credit. It's insane. Claxton's going off. Yeah,
Depoy right there. That guy's the defensive player of the year.
He's making his case. I still think Joe Harris needs to go, and I still think the Nets are like.
I just think it's very hard to trade Joe Harris. I agree with you. Joe Harris should get the fuck out of here. The only teams you're talking on the Spurs or unless you think Gordon Hayward's going to make a difference, I bet you could maybe convince the Hornets to be like, we'll send you Gordon Hayward, but you know what I mean? Like, there's not many trades out there. Who would a team be willing to take on Joe Harris? It's kind of, but Joe Harris's contract isn't as bad as Duncan Robinson's.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson's the worst contract in the NBA.
Yeah.
Joe Harris.
Is Duncan Robinson's the worst contract in the NBA, or is it Zach LaVine's?
What? No. What? No. I can't believe you uttered those words. No, if Zach LaVine was putting up like 8 points and was like the worst defender in the league, I'd say it's Zach LaVine.
Okay. You got a good point there. Okay. But
it's a fair point. So
I was just saying it in the sense that, like, I know, you know, how like Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine have like arguably the most untradeable contracts.
They're a little on the pricier side.
Yeah, but so with that being said, I look at Kyrie right here, but let's get back to that. We talked, so a few days ago, it was still announced that our man Kevin Durant was still in a walking boot, and I wonder if that's gonna mean anything. What do you think of the fact that he's still in a walking boot? Do they need? I said this whole time they at least need to go 500 or near 500 until Durant goes back. I think right now they're on a 2-game win streak.
Yeah,
and that means they're 2-5 since Durant got hurt. If they can win a few more games. We don't know how many games. I said he was going to miss like 16 games. Right now, he's closing in on 10. Still in a walking boot.
Yeah, it's still going to be a little bit. I mean, what do you think before or after All-Star?
What's the All-Star break day?
I mean, it's coming up. It's got to be around.
It's after the deadline, right? It's after the deadline?
That's a really good question because I think a couple of years ago it was before.
Yeah, but from now on, wait, I'm pretty sure the deadline.
I think All-Star Weekend is really soon. I think All-Star Weekend like Valentine's Day, and then I think
February 19th. It's on my dad's birthday. So
what is?
All-Star, because the deadline's on the 9th. And
okay.
And right here, yeah, so because they used to do it after. They used to do the trade deadline after the All-Star break. Yeah. It would be really weird because some guys would get traded on All-Star Day, like the day of the game.
Yeah, it's messed up.
What happens if you get traded from the East to the West and you're like mid-game and you're playing for the East? Do you just take off the jersey and walk to the other sideline and put on a West jersey?
They switch it out for you.
They're like, by the way, you're on an Western Conference team now, and just mid-game you just see like that
would be brutal.
That'd be so embarrassing.
But the Nets. So all right, so Kevin Durant. I don't know honestly if he'll come back for the deadline, especially if the Nets are winning, because you don't want.
But we're about a month away from the I think he comes back before the All-Star break.
All-Star weekend.
All-Star weekend. The reason why I think he comes back a week or two before the All-Star weekend to play like 2 or 3 games to like be like slowly like brought back in so he doesn't have to go full force. That way he's already back by All-Star weekend, so you can spend All-Star weekend ramping up. So by the time the All-Star weekend ends, he's like fully back into shape.
Yeah, it's fine. But anyway, I mean, Ja-less Grizzlies last year kind of set the precedent for, hey, if you're without your best player, here we're gonna go 21-2 or whatever they went. So that's not really a good excuse. So they need to start picking up these wins, which they've done the last, what was it, Friday and yesterday. Kyrie Irving's been a large, and you could argue the reason why. But guys like Seth Curry are stepping up, and there's a lot of talent on this team. I would love if Ben Simmons could figure it out eventually, as far as offensively goes. So I guess we'll wait and see. He's had 1 double-digit game since the start of the year, or
Kyrie.
January. No, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Ben Simmons, I feel like he's been a lot like angrier, and in a good way. Like he's angry. He's hangry.
Yeah, I like that Spurs game really stood out to me because he's without, they're without their pieces, and he takes like 5 shots right below the rim. He attacks the rim like 5 times in the first 5 minutes, and we don't see him. And I know he was dealing with some fouls, but just stopped attacking the rim, and I don't get why. So
no, I agree.
I know that I know the injury, the athleticism is still working its way back, and I don't think it's. For me, I don't think I'm gonna even. I can't constitute making any disses on him until after the All-Star break. So